Hello everybody and welcome to today's video, and if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button and ring the little bell. I'm Farmer Will Mallor, and in today's video we are going to be worming cows. So, this is wormer. I'll just look at the camera around, it'll be probably better for you to see. So this is wormer for the milk cows. So there's no milk withdrawal on this, because a lot of wormers do have milk withdrawal on, but this doesn't. It's specifically designed for dairy cows. So we've got quite a lot here, because we've got quite a lot of cows. We're milking 180. So what do we have in each box? We have a 5 litre tub and a 1 litre tub. So I think, what does this treat? This treats 100 cattle, so there's enough here to do 200. Get this one out. I'll set this camera up so you can actually see me setting all this up, because we're not treating them until milking time tonight, and we'll do them in the parlour. So we'll just reach up. It's basically a pour-on wormer. So you pour it on the backs. That's all it takes really. And it soaks it through the skin, and that's how they get rid of the worms. It's quite an ingenious way of doing it, to be fair. It saves a lot of faffing about, because there's various other ways. There's drenches you can give them, there's wormer boluses you can give them, but this is by far the easiest and less stressful. So yes, you'll see me now just setting it up. Right, so we've got the camera position right there. So what else do we have in the box? We have obviously this 5 litre tub. That's the one we're going to set up now. It's ready for milking time. So it's very important that we actually worm the cows, because you're not only feeding the cow, then you're feeding the worms if you don't worm them. Just trying to work out. Get in this. Oh, yeah. So when you're feeding the cow, you're then feeding the worms, and you don't want to be feeding the worms. So they pick up worms basically from grazing grass outside. That's the main reason they'll pick worms up. So this is what goes on top of the tub of the wormer. Screws on, and then you put a plastic pipe on. I'm not sure if you can see that. So you screw that on, the plastic pipe fits on there, and then the pipe goes to the dosing gun. So we'll set this one up first. And I think what we'll do is we'll set the other 5 litre one up as well. So what else is in here? We've got a strap for putting it on your back. And then this is the tub. Let that one out. So, I'll move this box out of the way. We need to take the cap off, and we need to put the black cap on. The black cap on. That's the first job. For a start, you can see I'm wearing gloves, because this is actually, it's a poisonous chemical really. So you don't want to start consuming food while doing this, food or drink. You can see it's got a seal on it. So just pull the seal off. Just a plastic seal. That was on a milk carton really. So we'll put the black one on. Now there's a pipe in with the gun. So this is the bag with the gun in. Set that out. It's not an actual gun. It's a dosing gun. Get in the bag. Really handy. Well, there's a load of warning labels on their box saying that it's flammable, and if you read the instructions, it'll say don't consume food or anything like that, or food or drink while you're doing this. But at the end of the day, cows do need worming, because if you don't worm them, like I say, you're not only feeding them, and then you're losing production from your milk. Cows aren't going to do as well. And especially, I think this year, well, every year is probably quite bad, but this year, with it being so dry, the cows have grazed the grass down really low. And then we've had all this wet weather just recently. They've got to pick worms up, because that's where they get it from. And worms are they're not the earthworms, what you think are in the soil. They're not the ones that the cows have got inside the stomach. It's a different type of worm. I think like they're called tapeworm, lungworm. And basically, if you can hear cows coughing a lot, that's another sign that they've got worms. And they basically live inside the cow's gut and just make the cow not do as well. So probably do with my knife, wouldn't it, really? So the other box will have a gun in as well, but I don't need that gun. So, because I can just swap this gun over into it. Well, it's always good to have a spare. So I'll put that in there. There's a whole little medical sheet there, one information sheet, basically saying it's a zero, blah, blah, adverse reactions, target species, dairy cattle, dosage, withdrawal periods, which there isn't any for milk, but there is for meat, so we can't send any cows in for killing for a little while. This product may irritate human skin and eyes, cause hypersensitivity, avoid skin and eye contact with product. Users should always wear correct PPE, rubber gloves, boots and waterproof coating when applying products. Should clothing become contaminated, remove as soon as possible and wash before reuse. If accidental skin contact occurs, wash the affected area immediately with soap and water. If accidental eye contact occurs, flush eyes immediately with water. Product may be toxic after accidental injection. Avoid injection by the product by hand or mouth. Do not smoke, eat or drink while handling the product. In the event of indigestion, wash out mouth with water and seek medical advice immediately. Wash hands after use. Product is highly flammable. Keep away from sources of ignition. There's lots and lots of more on there, but I'm not going to bore you with the details. But you know, at the end of the day, it's good product, but you don't want to. That's my spring's gone. It can cause harm to you, to people, to yourself, if you don't know what you're doing. Which, luckily, I hope I do know what I'm doing. Right, so what we're doing now is we're just putting the spring on the tubing, and then what we'll do is we need to try and wrap it up, but you need to try and get it so it's not unwrapped, if that makes sense. Put it on at the end of here, best we can. So move the spring up the pipe. Then when it's pushed on, as far as it will go, just push the spring down and the spring will hold it to the plastic fitting. Then we've got to do the same with the other end. Put the spring on and put the gun. Got to push the other end onto the gun. Oh. Excuse me. Best if you can get it on as far as it'll go. I mean, I've never had one come off before, but we don't want this to be a first time. Then we just push the spring on as far as it'll go. Because the spring's like thread, it'll keep going onto the ridges on there. You can see that. And there we have it. We've got one one dosing for wormer ready to go. So we won't be doing this right now because the cows are down the field grazing, but we're going to be doing it tonight at milking time. So just make sure. Try not to make a mess, Willie. We have the other 5 litres, which is in here, ready to go. So just open the box and just ready for us to get it, because when we need it, you won't know that's empty until it's empty, because but you'll feel it getting lighter, but you won't know it's empty till it's empty, like I say. Tells me I'm not just opening that thing. There we go. Right, so that is us ready to go for later. So we've got that one ready, we've got this other one ready. What we normally tend to do is we'll get the 1 litre tub and we'll pour it into the 5 litre tub, just because it's easier. Or we'll pour both 1 litre ones into the 5 litre tub, and you just because it's easier doing it that way rather than messing about with little tubs. But yeah, we'll catch up later when we're actually worming them. Right, so we've got the first side on milking. Check that the milk's getting into the tank. Not leaking out of any joint throat. Yeah, it's getting in the tank. We're all good. Right, so I've got the wormer ready. Now, something I didn't mention earlier, which is super duper important when using this, because it's a pour on, and we're pouring it along the back. Sorry, love. It's super duper important that we do it when it's not going to rain. So it's not forecast any rain all this week, so it makes putting that on ideal, because you want it to stay dry for as long as possible, really. So if it rains, it'll just wash it straight off the backs, and it'll make using it absolutely pointless. So it's not forecasting any rain, which is brilliant. So yes, we're going to well, we'll get the next side in and we'll do them. So I'll see how I can work this, because I've not done it for 12 months, so we only worm the milk cows once a year, sometimes twice a year. So I can't remember how I do it. Do I do it while it's still milking, or do I do it before they go? I can't remember. Right, so this is full of air, so you can get the air out of the system. Check it's set at the right amount, which it isn't. We need to turn it back. Right, so this is the right amount, 60. Right, so I'm just going to check them dosing them right. I'm pretty sure it's 60 mil. Should say on the box. On this box. Oh yeah. What does this say? 600 kilos, 60 mil. I'm going to estimate our cows around the 500 to 600 kilo mark, so 60 mil is about bob on where it should be. You're better giving them a little bit more than a little bit less, because if you underdose them, you won't kill the worms. You'll only kill some of them, so I want to say we're doing it about right, roughly. Right, so we've got a third side in. So it's told me in the box that if I'm doing 60 mil on, there's enough in there for 83 doses. So there's enough there for half the herd nearly. We're milking 180, so yeah. What's that? Divide 83 by 12. So I've used my calculator. It says there's enough there for 6.9 sides. So at the minute we're milking 17 sides. No, 16 sides rather. So 16 sides of 12. So yeah, I'll have to use the other one, and then I'll have to use one of the 1 litres as well. But these are coming off now, so I'll let the next side in. We'll get some units on them, and then we'll get them wormed.
we've wormed all the cows, so we've milked, wormed them. We've just got a couple that are on straw. Well, more than a couple, like 7 or 8. They're on straw that we need to do. And then we need to do the dry cows as well. But I won't video doing that. Because you've seen what we're doing now. We've wormed them. And, well, you've seen how we worm them. And it's really super important that we do this to keep them healthy at the end of the day. Oh, shit, that. Oh, dear. Yeah, poo ends up flying everywhere. And they do poo more because we're obviously worming them. They're like, you know, you fire someone on the back, they're like, what the hell is this? You know, what the hell are you doing to me? So they all just poo more, and then they run out the parlour as fast as anything, as fast as they'll ever run out the parlour. But yeah, hopefully you got the gist of it, hopefully you understand why we're doing it. We pick it up from grazing, and if we were a house herd, we wouldn't have to do this at all. So if we didn't turn the cows out to grass, it's one of the downfalls of turning your cows out, that pick up worms off the grass, off the land. But yeah, hopefully you got the gist of it. If you have liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe below, and I'll see you all in my next one. I'll see you, bye! Also, just point out, these are fresh gloves. Because I'm now washing the line out, you know, I might have wormer on my gloves. Not nice. Also, I've got to go and feed calves now. Won't be ideal if got residues of wormer in calves. So yeah, important. Clean gloves. Throw the others away because wormer is a toxic stuff at the end of the day. It's there to help the cows, but it is toxic. That's why I said at the start of the video you mustn't eat or drink when you're handling the stuff. And is also why I'm geared up in waterproofs.